This week in Hypixel Skyblock, a few things happened, and in this video, I'll be covering most of them. There has been a massive Bazaar update, and a lot of items have been added to the Bazaar, including pet upgrades, dungeon items, minion upgrades, forge items, flowers, crystal hollows materials, chumming items, potato, inferno minion items, and a bunch of more things. Also, Sorrow can now be sold on the Bazaar. Whoa. Crops will now grow 10% faster per garden level. You also don't need light to grow crops now. Mushrooms will only spread on mycelium and podzol, and mycelium doesn't spread now. Crops will not grow on completely dry soil. Crops will grow 40% slower on soil that is not at full moisture. So if you want your crops to grow at max efficiency, make sure the soil is fully moist. We also have a few new changes to the garden presets. There's a new super flat preset, the melon and pumpkin presets have been buffed, the default mushroom preset now has more shrooms to grow, and the default cactus preset now has more rows. We also have a new trophy fish pity system. When you fish the same fish 100 times, you're guaranteed to get a gold tier fish. And when you fish the same fish 1,000 times, you are guaranteed a diamond tier fish. Meaning getting the diamond Odger's tooth is slightly easier now. They have also added a few new sacks to the game, including the dragon sack obtained from the Ender Pearl collection, and we can also buy the flower sack, dwarven mine sack, crystal hollow sack from the bits shop. They have also added a bunch of new items to the existing sacks. They have added 2 new reforged stones, the Terry Snow Globe and the Frozen Bauble. The Frozen Bauble is probably the best fishing reforge at the moment, as it gives the most fishing speed. Also, Mining Fortune will now work on the ice in the Winter Island. The Reindeer Pet's ability has been buffed and it will now give 0.1% gift per level. They also buffed the amount of gifts you can get from the Winter Battle event. And finally, the snowsuit equipment has been fixed. In Stranded, mobs spawned by minions will not drop candy now. You can now get a moody grapple shot for 32 enchanted emeralds. Breeding villagers in Stranded will no longer produce boring old vanilla villagers. They also fixed the villager level progress, not increasing based on the quantity of items bought. Minikloon has leaked a new item, the placeable fairy soul. It can be placed on your island to get a fairy soul. We don't know if it stacks though. They have also leaked the empty chum cap bucket that can give up to 4 chums per sea creature, and nearby fishers can gain up to plus 16 fishing speed. It seems there will be a new sea creature called the Agarimu. We also have a new item, the Steak Stake. It can be used to vanquish vampires, which is probably this thing. We also have a new equipment enchant called Quantum 5. It grants +1 vitality on weekdays and +1 wisdom on weekends. It seems kinda useless though. The Kuudra mandible has been found. I'll link a guide in the description, but once you've obtained all of the Kuudra items, you will gain the ability to drop Kuudra mandibles from burning tier or higher Kuudra. The Wither Cloak's requirement has been fixed. It now requires floor 7 completion instead of Catacombs level 7. The piggy bank now works from the accessory bag. They removed the buy limit for sticks. They buffed the chance of getting a fairy soul from the fairy grotto. Enchanted mushroom blocks from minions will now give farming XP. They fixed Kuudra supplies clipping through blocks. The Crimson Armor's swipe ability now counts towards your kills. And it will also give combat XP at max stats. Fishing XP will now be rewarded to the player who spawned the creature and not to the one who killed it. Auger Rod finally works properly. And finally, the God Potion has been buffed. It now gives more fishing speed through the mushed glowy tonic effect. There have been a bunch of alpha changes. Firstly, it seems Mage has been massively buffed. You will now gain ability damage as a base stat in Aurora armor. Also, the Aurora helmet gives the most ability damage at +20. But you'll have more ability damage with the Wither goggles. And you'll have more intelligence with the Aurora helmet. Also, mana pool has been nerfed by 50%, but mana regen has been buffed. by 25%. Also, Mage Beam will now be affected by attack speed, and the hitbox for Mage Beam will be larger. Also, the range will be increased for the M7 dragons. They have also said that Lifesteal and Siphon will work with Mage weapons, and they won't conflict with Mana Steal. The other changes are: the Vitality attribute has been nerfed, Fortitude has been changed, Elite now buffs damage to mythological creatures, and finally the only significant nerf I can think of is the Mana Steal attribute has been nerfed, as it will now proc with kills and not with hits. Also, if you guys are wondering why I didn't cover a lot of the updates, I'm kinda sick right now. So either watch these people or read the patch notes linked in the description.
First video if you want to more
If you want to watch more,